All right. We are recording. I'm going to go over who all promoted in February really quick, and then I will hand it over to Tiara and Ashley so they can talk about how they went diamond, and they'll also give us tell us their story as well, and kind of how they got to diamond from when they started up till diamond. So, promotions in March. So, congratulations to Sunny Kim, who promoted to executive. Janice Churchill, who promoted to executive. Derek Taylor to Ruby. Joyce Washington promoted to executive. Ray Washington to Ruby. Tiara Dabney to executive. Sierra Curtis to executive. Shyla to Ruby. Tanisha Benjamin into executive. Kiana Crawford, she hit executive and Ruby. India Brown promoted to executive. Sharita Bruce promoted to Ruby. Chris Tilley promoted to Emerald. Then there's Crystal Newton, who promoted to Emerald and Diamond. Tiara Tilley promoted to Emerald and Diamond. And Ashley Washington promoted to Emerald and Diamond, which is so exciting, guys. If you've gotten on here, please mute yourself if you are not speaking. Thank you guys so much in advance. So I will turn it over to Tiara and Ashley. I'll start off with Ashley, and just tell us a little bit about your story, and then you guys can, and then Ashley can tell her story, then you guys can kind of tag team on how you guys got to diamond.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashley. So just to start off, I started in the business about exactly 1 year ago. We celebrated our 1 year being in the business. Yeah, that's in the quiet. So at the time, sorry, my daughter's loud. So the reason why I started, and take it back to 2014, I graduated with my master's in education, and I had my daughter in 2014. So at the time, I had a pretty decent job. I was working as an elementary behavioral counselor. So I was making decent money and whatnot. However, I knew that I had student loans that were crazy, and the cost of daycare was just out of this world. So I began searching for some type of job that I could do to make some extra income. And I kind of was faced with a dilemma because I wanted, so I needed extra income, but I also didn't want to spend my weekends and my afternoons away from my husband and my daughter and whatnot. So at the time, me and Tiara were talking, and we're trying to find some type of, extra income. So I ended up getting on Facebook, scrolling through. I see Brittany Woods, and she's talking about these huge bonuses that she was making. So I reached out to her immediately. I think I watched her for probably over the course of maybe a month or two. And I finally just reached out to her, and I was like, what are you doing, sis? Because me and her cheered together in college. And she introduced the business to me. And I was really skeptical at first because, like I said, I have my master's degree in education. And I was like, what am I about to get myself into? However, it has literally been the best decision that I have ever made. It's helping me pay off this debt that I have. I'm able to work this business with my daughter by my side, which is exactly what I've always wanted. So it's literally been the best decision that I have made. So Tiara, do you want to tell your story, and then we can talk about how we kind of, did it to diamond?
Sure.
Okay.
So our story is pretty similar. I went straight to college after I graduated high school because everyone who was influential in my life told me that's what I needed to do. Sorry about that. In order to be successful in life. So I went straight through my undergraduate program and I worked hard. Like I graduated summa cum laude and I knew like, okay, I'm not even going to take time off. I'm going straight to get my master's because again, I wanted to be financially free. I wanted to make good money and I wanted to be able to do the things with my money and my time that I wanted to do. So I went straight through my master's program, graduated with honors in that program. And I just knew at that point that I would get an amazing job. So I graduated and I got my first big girl job. And I looked at the offer letter like, what the heck is this? This cannot be life. Like this, no. So I knew at that point that I would either have to do something else or that I would have to do like grow in that company and continue to like promote in that company. But again, like looking at time and stuff like that, you don't know how long that's going to take. So I just knew that this was not going to be my forever job. I would have to either keep switching jobs or something to finally get to the compensation that I wanted. So again, I came home from the hospital and this was right after I had my daughter, fast forward 2 years later. And I immediately realized I did not want to go back to work, period. My job was stressful. I'm a social worker. So I was working in foster care initially. And I just hated it. Like I would have to be on call every other weekend or so. And anytime my phone rang when I was on call, even on weekdays, if it was like 1 a.m, 3 a.m, I would have to like stay up and get up and go report to the hospital or wherever I needed to go if a child was having an incident. So having a baby, like who wants to do that? So I just knew that I could not stay there forever. That would not be my forever job. So I did again what everyone who in my life who was influential told me to do. If you want to make more money, go back to school. So at this point, I said, you know, I'm going to go back and get my doctorate this time. And I thought I had a plan for myself. I would be an adjunct professor and stuff like that. And I would make a decent amount of money. I could do that online and just be at home with my baby. And that would give me a second income. So it's just funny how we like limit ourselves, like not knowing the possibilities that are out there. So in doing that, like 4 months later after I started my doctorate program, I was watching Brittany's story and just wondering like what company is she with? And it just came to the point that she was saying she was quitting her job and being able to stay home with her daughters. And I just said, I can't like just sit back and watch her anymore. I have to reach out to her. And like I pick with her now, like I'm so mad at you for not telling me about this opportunity. Like how could you not tell me? And she just laughs at it and said, like, you should have talked to me, but I did not know that it was honestly something that I could do. I thought that this was just, she just had an amazing job. I didn't know that she was working a business that anybody could work. So that's another reason why we can't be quiet and just sit on this opportunity that we have. We have to confidently share it with others. So I reached out to her. She told me about the business, and that was that. I was sold from that point. I spent my $99 and I was so scared. I remember being so anxious, like, oh my God, what if this doesn't work for me? Or what are people going to think and stuff like that? But I had to tell myself, like, either you do something different and change your family's life, or you continue to be scared and stay in the same situation that you are in for the rest of your life. Like that wasn't the case. I'm not doing that. So I knew I had to put my big girl panties on and do what I have to do to be successful. So, Ashley, you want me to keep going? Because my story kind of segues into like how I went diamond and how my mindset shifted and stuff. Do you want me to keep going?
Go ahead, and then I'll go after you.
Okay. So, I started my program in October of 15, and luckily I was able to change jobs. So I went from being a foster care social worker to a school social worker, which, when I first started this business, I was praying for more time and more finances for my family. And I was able to switch jobs and become a school social worker. Of course, now I have my summers off. I have my weekends. I have my evenings. I own my phone because you got to think, if my phone is ringing at 1 a.m. and stuff like that, I feel like I hated my phone. When I came home from work, I didn't even want to see it. Like I wanted it to if I would let it die and just die for the whole weekend and not even think about it anytime I wasn't on call. So being able to change jobs and stuff like that, that was God answering my prayer to freedom of time, which is why I was only able to do that because I started my program to get my doctorate in education. So that was that. And then it wasn't until we went to the One Team, One Mission in December. Hold on, y'all. My daughter's tripping. we went to the One Team One Mission in December, and who was there? Do you remember her name? Cammy Dempsey. Cammy, yeah. And she was talking. She was a teacher, and she was just sharing how she was working on, I think she was working on her doctorate or something, or someone was in law school or something like that. And she was saying how, like, even if she got her doctorate, her job would not pay her what she deserved to be paid. Like, she would not get the money that she wanted to make. And that, like, at that moment, a light bulb just clicked on my head, like, Tiara, why are you spending all your time working on this doctorate degree when you are not going to get that much more money and you have this $1 million potential right in front of you? So from that point, I just told myself, my program is like a 2-part program. So I would have halfway in, I would have 1 degree, and then the rest of the time I would get the doctorate or whatever. So I said, you know what, I'm going to just complete the halfway doctorate or whatever, or degree, and then I would stop there. And I stopped there in mid-March, and it's like everything that happened around that time just confirmed that you need to be more cognizant of what you're spending your time on and what you're devoting your time to. I went to church on New Year's Eve, and he literally preached about time. The One Team, One Mission, she talked about time and stuff like that. I did my dream board right after or right before New Year's, and I was able to like literally write down what I wanted to devote my time to, and I did that with Ashley actually. So yeah, Ashley, you want to chime in for a second or a couple minutes?
So yeah, like Tiara said, like I started seeing a shift because me and her both, we went Ruby. She went Ruby in 1 month of after, us signing up. And then I went Ruby after 2 months. And I stayed Ruby for a while. And I started to see a shift when I went to the One Team, One Mission. And I started seeing how big this business was. And like I was took pictures with Renessa and Cammy Dempsey. And it was just amazing. So I started to see a shift then. I think that was in December. And then me and Sierra and 2 other friends, we made a vision board, and I put on my vision board that I wanted to rank to Ambassador Diamond by the end of 2017. And I really believed it. I wrote it down, I believed it, and I started working hard. And then after that, we went to the conference, and I brought my husband with me. And it was another shift. I was like, wow, this business is really amazing. My husband was there, and I knew, right then I knew that, I need to, work my butt off so that I can get to where I want to get, because my daughter was my motivation. So I started going hard. It was kind of difficult for me to get distributors initially, but I knew, this is what I wanted. And I would pray all the time. I would pray over the business all the time. And I knew that I needed God, throughout this whole thing. And he answered, all my prayers. He continued my prayers. Let me see. And I'll just kind of finish out my story because it's kind of leading into the next part. But I think I charted for Diamond in either at the end of February or the beginning of March. And so I was on it. I was talking to people every day. Me and Tiara, she was kind of like my accountability partner. We kept each other motivated. We started doing parties, and parties was a big thing that we did. We started enrolling a lot of people that way. And then I had 2 things happen that were kind of like a struggle, and for a lot of people it would have broke them down. But one thing that happened is the week before, my executive person for my Ruby, he ended up canceling. So I was frantic because I was oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? It's a week before the end of the month, and she canceled. And again, I went straight to God. I started praying, and literally the next day, I signed a distributor, and basically my chart, equaled out, and everything was straight again. So I was good. I was on point. I had a lot of volume to get through. I think it was 1,000 maybe in volume. But I was I'm good. I'm gonna get through this. So anyways, on the 29th, I believe, again, I'm a high school teacher. On the 29th, I get an email from my principal. And again, this is the same day that this is me and Sierra's 1 year anniversary in the business. So I'm super excited. I'm like, tomorrow I'm about to go diamond. Super excited. I get an email from my principal saying, I need to meet with you. So I'm like, you know, what is this about? I'm getting like kind of nervous, but I knew that like I'm a good teacher. Like I have nothing to worry about. So anyways, I ended up meeting with him, and he basically said that teachers have been watching me on Facebook, and they said that I've been posting about another job, It Works, and he was writing me up. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not going to get too stressed about it. But then he followed up by saying that I'm not going to renew your contract. So this was very devastating for me at the time, because I'm just like this is really happening to me. Like I basically got fired today on my 1 year anniversary, and I'm about to go diamond. This is nothing but the devil trying to get to me. And I was like, I cried. I called Sierra, called my husband. I prayed.
I cried.
At the end of the day, I knew that.
I'll chime in. What's crazy though, because the reason why I cry, and even while she's saying this right now, is giving me chills, because the whole time that we've been saying like we're gonna go diamond, we're gonna go ambassador diamond, we've never doubted what we're gonna do. Like we've never doubted that God could get us there. And Ashley would like literally talk to me every day and be like, Tierra, if I go diamond, I'm not coming back to work next year. I'm not going back. And I'm like, are you serious, Ashley? Because I know our goal is like ambassador diamond and stuff. And I know with even me, I'm like telling myself like if I go double diamond or maybe triple, I would feel comfortable to like quit my job. But she always said diamond. And I just feel like that's God confirming that like, that's what you need to do. Like, that was God confirming to her, like, you're good, you're going to get diamond, and you can stop there. Whereas, if it came down to us really doing it, I feel like Ashley would have, like, probably said, like, okay, I'm going to work one more year. Like, she probably wouldn't have went through with it, because we're always so scared to take that leap of faith. Even with starting this business, I was scared out of my mind. Like, I swear my blood pressure was up that day. And I always say the same thing, but you're always going to be nervous to take that leap of faith. So I feel like that was God telling her, like, you have no choice. This is what I want. This is where I want you. And this is what you're going to do. And you're going to be successful. So, yeah.
Thank you, Tierra. But that just proves that God is, like, in this, like, seriously. Because, like, again, like, this is my 1 year anniversary. And I kept telling Tierra, like, if I go diamond, I'm going to quit. And, you know, we're joking around and whatnot. But my principal said, like, well, I'm not renewing your contract. And it was crazy for such a crazy reason that I'm posting about the business, you know, that a teacher, you know, told him. But it's nothing but God. Like, and I'm going to, like, follow exactly what he's telling me to do. And he's absolutely in this business. And you need, like, if you want to promote, put God first, and he will absolutely guide you. Like, I promise he will, because he's done it for me. So that's my story. Sorry I'm crying, but that's like my testimony, and I made it to diamond.
Oh my gosh, that seriously just gave me chills. That is like a divine appointment almost.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's like, I'm so sorry to hear that, Ashley, but that's kind of like, this is a huge part of your testimony. Like, that is, it sucks, but it's like awesome at the same time. Like, you're going to be on stage at Green Carpet and Conference talking about this. So
yes. And imagine how many people it's going to touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing that I can say with God, like moving in my business and stuff like that, I literally, one of the things I put on my dream board was that I was going to pay tithes. You know, we've always been told to pay tithes and stuff like that is what you owe to God and stuff like that. But I've never took it seriously and did it the way I knew I was supposed to. But this year, I have literally been paying tithes every single month. And I promise you, my pay has been increasing every single month. So guys, if you know that you are not paying tithes and you may feel like I don't have enough to pay tithes. If you don't have enough to pay God what you owe him, then you're not living inside of your means. You're living outside of your means. So that's one thing that I can honestly say has changed my business too. Yeah. Oh, and another thing, because I took notes over here. When I came back from conference in February, I was already charted for Diamond, I believe. So I told myself I'm going to push for Emerald in February, and I'm going to try to promote to Emerald in February, because then I can just worry about Diamond. And I remember on the last day of February, I was so like stressed out, and I was over here like going crazy because I was trying to get Emerald so bad. And I went in my room, and my daughter Taylor was 1 year old, y'all, 1 year old, and she literally got up on the bed, grabbed my hand, and started praying in her little baby language. I promise, like closed her eyes and started praying. And I'm like, oh my God, like my little 1 year old just prayed for me. I actually posted something about it on Facebook too, and it just calmed me. Like God got me. Like I'm gonna promote the Diamond. I'm gonna be good. Like it may not be Emerald this month, but just relax. Like he got you. So, like, y'all really put God first in your life. I promise you, whatever you say you're going to do, he's going to do it. So, what else? Another thing that I messed up with in the beginning of my business, I wasn't charting. Like, I didn't have a chart. I wasn't working off of a chart. So, after I went Ruby, I just kind of went out of control because I was signing up so many DTs, but I didn't know where to place them. I knew for Emerald, I needed 2 rubies, but I didn't know they had to both be in my top line. So I was just placing DTs anywhere, everywhere. And that kind of got me really unorganized. So I had to kind of rebuild my whole chart. So really talk to your upline every time you're enrolling someone. I know I will reach out to Vicky. I will reach out to Janae and Brittany every time I enroll someone to ask them, like, where should I place this person? So that you can put your heads together and find out what's the best placement option. And while you're working on a promotion, stick with that one promotion until you have a solid chart there, and then move on to the next. So like with me going Emerald, I had to like stick to that one chart and like stack distributors under the same like under one person, put 2 people under one box or whatever to get a solid Emerald chart before I moved on to Diamond. And that kind of like relieves some of your stress, because you know that, well, I know that these 2 people could get 400 together, whereas one person may have a difficult time getting 400 themselves. So that's another tip that I have. When I would post pictures, I would post and then I would like follow up with them. So if I'm posting before and after, I don't want my page to be consumed with before and after photos of people that I don't even know. So I would post a picture in my little caption. Whoever liked the picture, I would follow up with them that same day, and then I would delete it like the next day. And I would just keep doing the same thing every single day. So I, at that point, I would post like 5 times a day instead of 3 times a day, because I'm still posting my daily posts, my 3 daily posts, and then also posting a before and after. That also will keep new people on your page. So if new people are coming to your page and like considering following you, if you're deleting those before and afters, it doesn't look like a big sales pitch or one profile of before and afters. So they may want to stay and follow you just to look at your lifestyle and stuff like that. Yeah. But one of the biggest tips I can give you guys is to say what you want, pray about what you want, and don't ever doubt yourself. Like, doubt is going to creep in. Give yourself 5 minutes to cry or do whatever you need to do, and then get back on it, because actually that stuff happened in one day, y'all. And I was like, my head was messed up for her, because we work in the same district. And while she's getting emails, the same people who's talking about her, they work with my people too. So I'm like, God, it's only a matter of time before they find out about me, or if they don't already know. So, but yeah, so she came home and she just like worked so hard that day. The same day it happened. And I just remember her texting me that night, like, I did it. And so for her to do that, and with all of the stress that was going on with me, people would go home and like just cry and just say, I don't know what to do, and just spend the rest of that day applying to other jobs or something like that. She left her job that day upset, worked her business, and promoted to Diamond. Like, her story is going to be amazing. I can't wait for her to tell it. So yeah. And I think Vicky hung up. Oh, there she is. Okay. I'm done.
Still on here. I was on my computer and my phone because I wanted to take a picture. And
okay.
So, sorry, guys.
Well, I'm done.
Okay. Ashley, what tips do you think? Obviously, like, you were so strong, like nobody would have ever guessed that you were going through anything whatsoever. What kind of helped push you to that promotion, and what are some tips, maybe like what are some things that helped you get more customers or more distributors, or like what didn't work versus what worked?
I would say definitely, well, one is talking to Tierra like every day. So like having just at least one person that you can go to, vent to, kind of like your accountability partner. We push each other. Definitely posting every single day. Posting every day about the business, letting people like see my life and what I'm doing. Like, I post my daughter, my husband, all the time. What else? Building relationships, because like I said, that I think it was a week before I had my executive in Ray's chart. She canceled. And if I didn't build those relationships, I had a list of potential distributors for the month. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I reached out to every single one of them. And one of them ended up saying, yes, okay, let's get started. But please, like, create relationships and like build those relationships. Just because someone said no doesn't mean you're not going to need them one day. Because if I had she said no to me and I was just like, okay, whatever. I continue to talk to her every now and then. Hey, how you doing? How's your child doing and whatnot? I really created a genuine relationship, and I built that relationship with her. So definitely that. Same with my loyal customers. I reached out to everyone just saying, like, will you support me? Just things like that. And I got support because people were following my journey. They saw that I was consistent. I think that's all that I would say. Build those relationships, because you never know when you're going to need, those extra people. You might need one distributor, but if you didn't build relationships this whole time, you may not have that one distributor to say, yes, I'm with you, let's go.
Exactly. I know, especially for me too, like having an ongoing list of possible distributors, possible customers at all times, because I know there's people on my list from when I joined 2 years ago that there have been some people recently that they were some of the first people I reached out to 2 years ago, and now they're just signing up as a customer or interested in being a distributor. So if somebody says no, and even the people that are like 110% turned off, do not turn them away. Do not unfriend them. Do not unfollow them, because I promise you they will be back. So, still make that connection, kill them with kindness, still push toward your dreams. Do not let one no push you through the ground, because if that one no pushes you through the ground, you're not going to get to where you want to be. So, again, that's like building the relationship. That's following people every day. That's, set yourself. We have daily task lists in Heart of Diamonds. If you need kind of an outline, and you can adjust it to your own life, what you think you need to work on more, whether you think you need to be messaging more, talking to more people. If you think you only have like 500 friends on Facebook or 500 followers on Instagram or something like that, you definitely need to be expanding your network a little bit more. So maybe you need to be following people every day, or adding people on Facebook every day, or just different things like that. You kind of make your daily task list to fit what you need, because everybody needs something a little bit different. But one thing that everyone does need is to be messaging and talking to more people, because if you talk to an ambassador or somebody who promoted really fast, or even just promoted in general, you'll ask, well, how did you do it? What did you do? They just talked to more people than you did, and they just worked a little bit harder than you did. So this month, it's April, it's a fresh month. You guys especially today is April 2nd. So people have the chance, they have almost 3 months to go diamond if they sign up today. Let them know that incentive and be like, hey, I would love to work with you. We have a great team page. You're going for a $10,000 bonus. Let's push together. And again, like Tiara and Ashley said, get an accountability partner if you don't have one already. And if you need any help whatsoever, seriously reach out to any of us. We are here to help. Don't ever feel like, oh my gosh, they're so busy, we can't reach out. No, this is what we're here for. This is what our team is about. It's helping each other. Sorry to hear it. Tiara, you can go ahead.
Another thing I wanted to say that really changed our business, we went to like I never wanted to do parties and stuff like that because my first couple of experiences were not so good with parties. Well, we like came home from conference and devote like we're gonna do a party every weekend in March, and we did. Some weekends we did 2 parties. And I did a party this month again, and nobody showed up again. And that same day, Ashley had a party, and it's like it doesn't like we don't even have to ask each other if either one of us is having a party, like we're there. Like I'm gonna support her, she's gonna come to my party. And even after I had my party and nobody showed up, we went to her party and there were people there, and I still went and helped her. So guys, like just because you have a party, guys, and so no one shows up or something like that, don't think it's the end all be all. Like still keep going. Like the only thing you have to do is just keep going. I promise you. I could have got mad. I could have stayed at home like, no, I ain't going to help you with your party because no one showed up at mine. But I didn't. So I'm laughing at Ashley. I didn't. So y'all just keep pushing.
Yeah, and there will be those times, like there have been so many times where I've had parties and nobody shows up. But guess what? If there's other distributors coming to the party, we're going to sit down there and work. We're going to get some work done. We're going to message people. We're going to help each other in any aspect. We're going to help with charting. We're going to, do whatever. So you guys, I know for me, I love parties. I would love to have them a lot more often, and here in Richmond we've been having them more often, which is awesome, because I think when you have a face-to-face conversation, it's a lot more meaningful than a message. Even though I am like so guilty of hiding behind my phone like all the time, like that's how I've signed like 95% of all of my people. I say even more than 95% of my people is behind my phone. So, but parties are really, really awesome. There's never been one party that I've hosted that people came to that we did not sign a distributor or customers. And so I really encourage you guys this month, host one. I know if you are in the Harrisonburg, Virginia area, we'll be having one April 15th. And I know if you're in Richmond, we are going to be having more this month. And, I'm willing to travel a little bit. So if you guys need help, let somebody know and let me know. I will see if I can make a trip somewhere to help you guys. And work with somebody in your area as well. Even if they're a sideline, it doesn't matter. You guys are inviting your own people, so it's not like it's competition or anything like that. You're just helping each other tag team a party, because we're in It Works. Like one of our mottos is one team, one mission. So, we all work together to make it happen. And Shamika said, are there any distributors in DC? I think there actually is.
I have one in Baltimore, but she literally never started doing anything. So
oh yeah.
Well,
Shamika, if you host one and I'm able to come up, I will definitely come there and help you, because I think it's only 2 hours or something like that from here. So just let me know. But are there any questions for either Ashley, Tiara, myself, or anybody else on this call before we get off? Seriously, guys.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For your post to gain DTs, what do you guys think your focus is? Is it you guys are focusing on the more of a financial freedom, or do you guys just say, hey, this is what I do to run my business, do it with me? When I was looking through, I went through both of you guys' Instagram today, and I saw like Tier really didn't say much about it. Was just like, oh, I can show you how to make money from your phone, but it really was, it wasn't like, it wasn't very, oh, join, it works because of this. So from those posts, do you just like, okay, this is what I do from there, or is that like just the tool used to pull them in, or how do you do that? Because I think I'm struggling with my posting to gain DTs. I have my before and afters. I have my freedom, but I don't think I'm strong with those really pull posts. So what do you guys focus on?
That's like one of the very few photos that I literally said something about making money. My messages or my captions are very subliminal, but they still are related to the business. So anything that I post, whether it's a quote, a picture of my child, a picture of me and my husband, I'm going to say something about the business. If it's not about a product and it's still about the business and someone likes it, I don't care if I didn't say in the caption, join my business or join It Works. I'm still going to reach out to those people who like the picture, and it could be 100 and some likes. I'm reaching out to everyone and saying something simple as, thanks for the love on my post. Are you interested in what I do? And some people say yes. They've been watching my journey. They know that I'm serious about what I'm doing. A lot of those people say yes. I talk to a lot of those people. I get them on the opportunity calls, or I talk to them one-on-one. And that's how I get a lot of my distributors. And I've been telling my team, because I think a lot of people see that I post that I'm getting distributors and stuff, and they get discouraged, like, dang, how is Tiara getting all these distributors? I promise you guys, I plant seeds. Like, these people who are joining my team now, I talked to in October, November, July, and they're just hitting me up now saying, like, I'm ready. And it's literally just like that, like, I'm ready. And I don't know if it's God. I don't know why they're deciding to join now, but I'm just happy that I plant the seeds when I do. So I'm talking to so many people this month that my month of April and May is going to be good, because I'm talking to so many people now and planting that seed now. So that's why you got to just keep going and keep posting, keep following up with those people. And it does not have to be It Works. You don't have to say that in the caption. It doesn't have to be hashtag It Works changed my life or anything like that. And that's something I learned from my research of like other teams and stuff like that. So definitely like just research, follow other people, follow other teams, and like see how they do their own things, and just go with it. But that's
because I'm looking to find my niche, because once I get out of swing with the business, it's so hard to like bring it back and find what truly works for me, because I had a peak in the beginning. Like there was a point in time where I was signing DTs and I was like, oh, like this is going. Then once I slowed down, it was like I fell off. So now I'm just trying to like refine my niche of what's working for me. And I know that takes some tests, but I'm looking at you guys and I'm like, okay, well, I see what I like, and then I see what I can pull off, and I'm like, okay, well, I was just trying different ways. So I noticed that you guys have really good, I love you guys' pages.
Thank you.
On Instagram. So I was just looking, I was like, okay, well, how do they necessarily, like, what is their focus with that?
I will say also, so we did an Instagram training. I did an Instagram training about, I think this last month. I can't remember if it was February or March.
2 weeks ago.
But I personally do not say anything about It Works on my Instagram whatsoever. I will say, instead of It Works, I'll say this business, or, in the caption, sometimes I'll say like different products or something like that. But if you scroll through my pictures, if somebody were to, when people follow me, they do not see from my picture standpoint any It Works stuff like whatsoever. So I think it's like, because people want to see you, they want to be able to connect with you. They do not connect with a graphic. People do not connect with spam. They do not connect with, they want to see you. They want to see you as a person. They want to see what you're about. And almost every single post that I put up, just like Ashley and Tiara and some others on here who have great accounts, it's because we're making it natural but still incorporating the business into our daily lives. and like, hey, this, it could be a picture of you smiling and be like, I'm so excited. Like, I just got wrapped cash that paid for my tank of gas. Or, you know, I'm going to get my nails done. I'm so glad like this business is able to pay for my fill-in, or whatever you're doing, you know. Or I just got a $100 bonus. Like, this business is so easy. I can take it wherever I go. Or I'm getting my Starbucks, my daily Starbucks, or, you know, whatever. Or else you can just take a picture of you smiling like, hey, like, I'm talking to 3 ladies today about my business who are really interested in an extra income. So, you know, it's just keeping it genuine, and every single person that likes that picture, like Tiara said, they get a message. And everybody words it a little bit different. Like, a lot of times I'll say, hey girl, I just want to say thank you so much for following my It Works journey, or like my business journey. I don't say It Works, sorry. Following my business journey. I've been wanting to reach out to you for a little while because I think you would be so awesome. You're gorgeous. And the one thing you want to do is make sure you compliment them, because people love compliments and they draw to that. So you're gorgeous. You're so great at social media, and I think you would be great at this. Are you interested in making an extra income? You can shorten that up. I just threw like some different versions of how I say it, but that's really good too. And so you don't have to take a picture with your products. You don't have to take a picture with your It Works gear, which it is awesome to do that as well. But, you know, people still want to see you as well.
And another thing, and this is, I don't know, this is for everyone. Do you guys determine what sex you typically reach out to? Because I know with my adding more friends on Facebook and Instagram, I get like a wave of random males. It's always harder for me to pull in these females, like, or things. Is anybody else experiencing that? Like, because I'll friend request people on Facebook, and then I have like 900 dudes send me friend requests, and I'm like, is this good for my market or not? Like, are you creeping on me? Or...
I will say with the men, I reach out to them. I actually have a lot of male customers because they are actually really good targets. So what I do is, no matter if they like my post or whatever, they're getting a message as well. I don't like discriminate like whatsoever, because I'll say, hey, thank you so much for following my business journey. I would love if you were one of my product testers. Are you interested in these certain areas? Because a lot of guys are interested in muscle growth or weight loss or you know, anything like that. So a lot of times they're like, yeah, like, what do you have? Or you can say something like, hey, thank you so much for following my business journey. I would love to give you my discount on any products you would like to try, or like, as a thank you, I'd like to do that. So I get a lot of loyal customers that way from males. I normally don't, unless I think the guy is going to be really good in the business. I don't really approach. I normally, in the person, I'll approach the business the first, and then I go to the customer. But if I like, you know, if I don't really think they have a business niche, then I'm kind of like, oh, okay, you know, I'm gonna stick to the customer thing and see what they say, unless they bring up the business. So I mean, that's how I do it. I don't know, anybody else can chime in how they get guys or girls or anything like that.
Well, I don't know if it's just me or not, because like I say, I friend request females, and females seem to take a lot longer than males with me, and I'm like, well, I don't know if this is normal or not.
I guess it would be different for everyone. I think females versus males, I think it's about the same for me time wise. It's just a follow-up process. I think they say following up eight, they'll sign up when you follow up 8 to 12 times. So you have to, even if you think you're bugging them half to death, follow up. So
that's working out.
Anybody else? All right.
I have a question.
We'll go ahead. Oh wait, sorry. Was somebody speaking up?
This is Candace. I have a question.
Yeah.
I guess for those who, when you first started, did you have any kind of discouragement, like your market? You're talking about your business. You're posting pictures. You're talking to people, and it's just like nobody is budging.
Going through that.
Yeah, I will say that was me 110% within my first couple weeks. Because, so I will tell you guys, my family did not support me. They still kind of don't support me whatsoever, even as a triple diamond. And they think it's still a scam. They think it's a pyramid scheme, even though I explained to them over and over and over. So I got zero support from my family. My mom is a loyal customer because I basically forced her to become one when I was promoting, and a couple of my sisters are. But other than that, like, I had to block a lot of my family because they were harassing me on my posts. There was a lot of my close friends that they were like, absolutely not. We aren't really, because I mean, if your quote unquote friends don't want to support your business, are they really really friends? So there, I will say, a lot of people who became, I don't know, Cheryl and Janae, they were like my first two distributors, and then a girl I was in school with. So I would say, for me, in the beginning, signing people up, it was because I was talking to a lot of people about it. I was messaging. I was reaching out, because I know for me, and I know a lot of people on here, if somebody did not reach out to you, you probably would not be on this call right now. So you have to think of it in that way. And there's so many people that need this opportunity, so many people that need the extra income. There's so many people that are in so much debt or living paycheck to paycheck. They can barely breathe. So you just have to think of it in that sense. So I think it's my duty to share this opportunity with people and share these products, because a lot of people need these products as well. So I think if you have that kind of mindset, then because I had to switch my mindset to that, like, people need this. It's not like, oh, I'm like bugging people about this opportunity or about this business. Like, no, you're helping people. And once you change your mindset to that and reaching out to people, then that's when, like, your business will change altogether. So I know for me, like, I didn't get a lot of support, but I mean, it was a little discouraging. I, like, you know, they say, you know, cry for 5 minutes, get back up and go. So, you know, you just kind of have to do that and keep pushing and not keep it down. So that was for me. Anybody else have any?
I would say if you find that people are not supporting you, examine yourself and see what you're doing. Take some time to, like, study and say to people who are successful and see what you can do to change whatever you are doing, because it could be something that you're doing or not doing that is not getting the traffic in. So study those people who are successful, and even the people who are doing well right now. Myself, like, I study the people who are successful in this business and even other businesses, like, all the time, so that I can see, like, what I can add to what I'm doing to be more successful, where I can teach my team to do to be more successful. So that's my tip on that.
And that's a great suggestion too. And that's something that I have been doing. And also too, I have to tell myself I've only been in this for a month. So I like the videos and the comments. Don't compare yourself to other people and you know, how other people are doing and things like that, because, you know, I'm very persistent and I'm like, I want to see things now. And that's one of the things that God always has to work on me with, like, okay, can't be patient, but, you know, just take that time to learn. And I have to tell myself, okay, everybody learns at a different speed. Everybody, you know, I'm tangible. I need things in hand or to be doing or to, you know, to see. I need to see. So I will definitely share that my favorite scripture I have to keep is 2 Corinthians 4:16, where it says to not look at the things that are seen, but look at the things that are not seen, because what's seen is only temporary and what's not seen is eternal. And that's kind of shortening it. So I always have to tell myself that, like, okay, stop looking at the tangible that you need so much, because let God do him and let him guide you. So I just ask because sometimes I feel like I have the worst market and I'm like, okay, God, it's something that I'm doing, something that I'm not doing. What is it? So I just wanted to see if anybody else experienced that.
And also
Another thing, sorry, go
another,
ahead.
another thing is people may be watching you. It took me forever to get I got, to Ruby, and then it was like I was just stuck. Like I couldn't get distributors. Like it was just ridiculous. But I kept going, and people were watching me, and then I just had an influx of like distributors, loyal customers, everyone coming to me, reaching out to me. So people are watching you. They're just waiting to see, like, is she gonna quit? What's she doing? Or like, sometimes people just need to like watch for themselves and see like what is this before they say yes. They want to like observe you and see what you're doing and whatnot. So just keep doing what you're doing. Examine yourself, like Tiara said, and know that like people are watching you. So just keep.
Another thing, I was gonna say the same thing Ash said. It took me 1 month to get to Ruby, and then the rest of the year to get all the way to Diamond. So everybody's story is gonna be different. I always tell people in my opportunity calls, I looked at the bigger picture from the moment I joined this business. There are 8 ranks in this business. Even if you were to promote once per year for the next 8 years, you could be a millionaire in 8 years. Like you're not going to be most of us are not going to be a millionaire in our jobs in 8 years. We're not going to make $500,000 in our jobs in 8 years. So knowing that possibility is there, if you just stick with this business for 8 years, like that's amazing to me. And to give you another scripture, I've been liking reading Proverbs 13, and it says that, wait, where is it? It says, wealth from get rich quick schemes quickly disappears, but wealth from hard work grows over time. So that just lets you know this is not a get rich quick scheme. Some people do grow in this business fast, but this like getting to Diamond and stuff really took hard work for me. So no one's gonna tell me this is a get rich quick scheme, which is why I don't consider it. Which is why it's not a pyramid scheme, because it's taking time and it's taking hard work. So that's another thing to share with you.
Thank you, lady.
You're welcome.
Look, guys, don't quit. No matter what. Do not quit. That was probably like I stopped, and that was the biggest mistake I could have made, like ever. Do not, because people question you from there, and you just lose your win. And I was moving in the business, but I got tired and lazy. Like, do not quit. Just keep pushing. Talk to your leaders, pray, do whatever, but do not quit, because you will regret it. Because you're gonna want to come back. Trust me. You're going to want to come back, and it's going to be like, well, darn.
Wow.
Well, I'm so glad you're back, Shamika, because you are absolutely amazing. So don't be hard on yourself about that for sure.
She's in her room.
I'm trying, girl. I'm trying. I wrote my check for $20,000, not even 10. It's on my whiteboard. Y'all can't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Yes.
You sure are.
And I'm going to get it.
All right. Well, it is 9:26, so I'll respect everyone's time. If you guys have any more questions, you can post them in the team page, and we will all comment on them and help you out. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Tiara and Ashley, for pouring into everyone this evening. And congratulations on your $10,000 bonus in Diamond Executive Promotions, and everyone else who promoted. You guys are awesome. Keep pushing for these bonuses. You guys are awesome. And keep pushing. If you want to sit down with one of us or talk to us about how to set a game plan for this month, let us know and we'll help you.
Yeah, and Vicki, we're in the Richmond area. We're considering doing like a training day type thing. We have spring break coming up, so our team is growing in Richmond a lot. Like I have a lot of DTs in Richmond. I know Ashley has some too, so we can definitely get together. Anybody who wants to come up or something. Also,
this Saturday in Richmond, the Richmond One Team One Mission. I know a lot of people are traveling up for it. If you've not gotten your tickets yet, get your tickets. I can repost the link or tag you guys or bump it up to the top in Heart of Diamonds. It's going to be a big and good event. I'm really excited for it. I hope to see you all there. So yeah, all right. I will. And again, like Tiara said, we'll have some training events, whatever, and we'll get March rolling. I mean, it's not March, it's April. Let me get my life together real quick. All right. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Night.
Good night.